Hello, welcome for this particular session today. We will talk about Hadoop cluster setup. If you don't hear about big data, then you must surely don't hear about Hadoop. Or if you don't hear about Hadoop, then you must surely hear about big data. You know, we hear about big data without Hadoop. So Hadoop, for one sentence now, open source platform for storage and analysis of large data sets. And right now, for this particular exercise, it normally supposed to take us many sessions, many hours in many different sessions. However, we present them here for a couple of minutes, 30 minutes or less. So enter motor, may we go. So driver, march fire, may we go. All right. And the requirements we need something like a VCS, version control system of our choice. And then we will need, in this particular session, we will need a virtualization system, and then when an Oracle VirtualBox, and then we'll need operating system. We're always on an Ubuntu 20.04 version, and then the language na Python, Java, SQL, and other languages. But for now, we'll stick with this one. Hadoop software version. Here we will use version 3.3.1, and then we'll also get some other useful components. We'll not go use them here. We just mention in passing, but we get another video where we don't discuss them. You could probably like to watch them. We get so we talk about Hive, Impala, Scoop, Zookeeper, Spark, Kafka, Uzi, Flume, Drill. For they will never discuss actually RDBMS and NoSQL. No SQL na the emerging technology where they use them now for manage big data. The old technology, Postgres, MySQL, they're not actually really that too powerful to manage the volume of big data we all see them today. This picture they show a setup where we don't already make them. We get our 4 computers ready to be configured. If you want to know how we do the configuration, we'll get another video where we'll show how the configuration and the setup be done. You would probably like to also watch them. We hope so you will like them. March fire. So now, as you see here, now kind of a beginning of how it will look like, or how the whole thing will look like. So the requirements of what you will need, as we previously explained, Linux Ubuntu operating system, e.g. version 20.04, at least a 4 GB of RAM. If you get now 4 GB machine and you want to follow up with this exercise, if you use 2-node cluster instead of building a 4-node, if you build a 2-node, where you give each computer 1 RAM, and you also need for install Java JDK version 8. It be known say Hadoop the work now only with Java version 8, at least for now. You need Hadoop version of choice. Here we get Hadoop 3.3.1, at least as of now. Stable version. You also need to be familiar with some kind of what they call a command line tool. If you want to install some of these options, some of this software widget, we will allow you for download thing using command line, or maybe rsync. It will need for we will help you for the transfer files between the various machines inside different network easily. Then you also maybe like to run this command where it will help you for check processes where they run for the various ports for your thing. Net tools for view your network configuration. You not actually need them, but in case some wahala day, it will most likely say you need them. Then step 2, you will need to set up a bidirectional. So step 1 a requirement. Now step 2, you will set up a bidirectional copy paste for your machine, so that it will facilitate you for being able to copy text from one machine to the next instead of typing. That's fire. So now this slide is show how to make the bidirectional setting. So if you do one from virtual machine, VirtualBox Manager, follow step 1, 2, 3 as the picture show. Or if your machine is already run and you know one, shut them down. If you also go for menu, you follow this step 1, 2, 3, take OK, you'll be done. Okay, after that, step 3 will be in activity. Say we need to install. So step 3 will now do the installation of the Openjdk actually. So what you do now, say you open your command line. So we assume say you already know how to open command line, and then you run sudo apt update for update your system, and then Java version for check the kind of Java version where you get. After that, you run apt-get install Openjdk 8 for install the Java version. After you finish, run Java version like this for see the version where you get. I don't run it for my system, and it shows say I already get version 8, version 11, and then additionally, if you see here now the version 8, this it shows I don't get them, because if you get more than one version for your system at a given time, so wahala no dey. Step 4 na severity. We will install the Hadoop software except we will carry on the whole process. So we'll navigate for this website for apache.org. Then we'll choose our version of choice. We will be in this file here, a very long file. After that, we'll navigate for the download folder. For me, my download folder, wherever you download your own for. So for command line, go for your download folder. Even downloads, you take CD downloads, you go there, so then you take ls, it will show you the file. For me now, it is for you in red. After that, I will run this command for extract them, and you see now my Hadoop this for you be extracted from this file to here inside the same subdirectory of downloads. It be left to me for delete this one because I know that I'm anymore, but I would suggest you leave and make the day first. You continue the work until you finish, because in case you get some wahala and you want to go re-download, no need for go waste data the download. You already get them here safe. So this one, as we talk, this one I download using the browser. If you decide for one download from command line, then you will need that widget by running widget followed by this URL above when I this one. So this long URL will be pasted here. Then you click OK. It will download automatically for your system. Then you run the same command like here to get them. Then step 5 na severity. After we don't download, we need to create a home directory and a user for all the 4 machines. You will use 2 machines, do one. So for only those 2 machines. They will copy, after we don't create that home directory, we'll copy the content of which we download into that directory we will create them. And they will continue for create a user. After we create a user, we'll give them user permission. So this commands here they show the step for do. So you will take mkd. Yeah, it takes time to read the whole command. So you go run the command as you see here. Then followed by you copy. This one means a copy cp. Copy from here. See my downloaded file. My downloaded folder, they inside here. This star means say everything inside that folder, not the Kong folder itself, but the content of that folder. Make a copy them into this folder where we create them. here. Okay, and you remember I say we'll do am so now only for the Hadoop main computer, the main computer. After we don't finish, we will do these other commands for all other 4 machines, so including the Hadoop main computer also, that means 4. Sudo add user, and then we'll give some permissions by running this command, this permission, running this command, then next. So what you get here now, say we will set environmental variables. We'll get some video where we explain what will be environmental variables. Basically, some programming they where they act computer-wide or system-wide. So they need to be set in a way where any other all other components where they depend on it to always get access without interfering on the access of that particular software from others. So for setup, you would need to take sudo vi this. After you finish, you get to activate what you will just do by either restarting your machine or you run this command like this, source this. That is it. After we don't activate them, the next thing I say we will need to set up the IP then for the system. What happen here in Activity? Say each machine supposed to get the IP of the other machine. Static IP we need to change. It never go off and on. Come back, make the IP always be the same. So this tool will allow you to see the IP. Then you copy for one single file. Then you will open each machine you own etc/hosts. Then you paste them for the you save them. Then if that be done, you need to test them for confirm say your network did the work. So for test and what you need to now say you need to ping each machine from each other. So you will start from Hadoop main, for example, you ping the Hadoop setup using IP. For example, if you see here, this IP, the IP for Hadoop main, and the Hadoop main your own host name be this. So you ping Hadoop main IP from Hadoop itself. You ping Hadoop main from Hadoop main itself. Then you steal from Hadoop main. Remember, steal from Hadoop main. You ping now coworker 1, coworker 2, coworker 3. Ping coworker 1 IP, coworker 2 IP, coworker 3 IP. You will repeat the same thing too for all the machine. So you will ping you will switch for the other computers and then you do the same pinging. Okay. What will be important for you and say you need to make sure say you succeed for ping them. Otherwise, you know if you set up SSH. SSH now waiting. SSH now basically a secure way of locking in between computers without using or without using password. So you feel use password or without password. So it is a use now keys. So what you will do now say so therefore the network get to work for you for set the IP, for set the SSH. So from Hadoop main machine, you need to run this command here for install what they call OpenSSH server with -y. Y command for take yes for anything where it pop up for asking you for take yes or no. So -y will always be yes, 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 yes. And another thing too for note now say you're not supposed to generate this key where you be logged in as root user. You get to be logged like Hadoop user. And for change yourself as Hadoop user, you run this command su Hadoop. After you run that, it will show you password. You put in password. When you be complete, you run SSH keygen for generate the key. If you put generate key and then you put 4096, the key will come out will be stronger than if you not put 4096 because default will be at 248. Okay, then if that one be done successfully, you will take cat this. Wait, Mr. Wait, you want to copy the public key to this folder, to this file, sorry, to this file, or this folder and this file. And another thing for remember for you, now say, for take note, now say, we talk about ID RSA, not ID DSA. Both will go, both will work perfectly. The only difference, now say, if you use ID DSA, you will need to go do some editing for this file yourself, but you want save time. Then the next thing now for copy the public key from Hadoop node to any other Hadoop node, so that the passwordless communication will take place securely. So this SSH -copy -ID space I, or this long code, means say you copy the public key to this machine, public key to this machine, public key to this machine. Never share your private key between the machine. Private key for one machine is supposed to stay only for that machine. Never share it. Okay. Then if everything go well, you will do some testing for confirm say will be able to communicate with all machines. So from Hadoop main, make SSH Hadoop main for test whether if you communicate with that particular Hadoop, it says it owns itself without key. Of course, that one will always go. Then try the same thing with coworker 1, then coworker 2, coworker 3. Then this command here means say if on both machines you be in a Hadoop, like here will be in a user Hadoop, and for the other machine will still be in the same user Hadoop. No need for this one, I just shortcut. So if you skip all of this Hadoop at, then just only put coworker 1, SSH coworker 1, it will go. It will succeed for that. We try to limit the permissions by running this command and this command, because no one give all permission and access to that file. For security reason, just a normal practice. Then step 9 out of 11 steps, Activity will configure the Hadoop cluster. So now for here where the fine-tuning will take place, any feature of optimization, performance, memory, scalability will take place now for here. So what we'll do now, say we'll get 6 files for editing, and also to do the editing. So step file number 1, when I this, now XML file. So now so we'll do the configuration. If you open your command line or your editor, which one you like, you edit this file, edit this file, edit this file, and then also edit this other file like this, and then also another file, this one. By you will set up some one line there on top this particular file, where you will change the line like this, as you see here, to this. Which happen as everything you see export Java underscore home equal to the leave them empty. Take out this hashtag sign, then as you see here, and then replace them with a path where you will install your Java JDK. Yes, if you do it so correctly, you'll be done. Then the last file among the files we need to edit them now. This other one, Hadoop workers. Which happen I say we will list the names of all the co-workers and of course the Hadoop main for one line without space up and bottom, just like that. And we'll do and so for all other machines. So which we'll do now so from step 1 to right up to here, all of this copy here and here. We will repeat them from machine 1 to machine 4. if that one be done, you don't almost finish the setup. Don't almost finish the setup. The next thing for do now you need to run some special command where will allow you for do some formatting, like putting everything in the right order. Check whether everything is smooth. And before you do so, it be very important. Say if you be skip step 6, where at some place will be give some permissions. If you omit those permissions, make sure say you go do them back. You no harm if you do them 2, 3 times. So make sure say you do them. And if that one be done, now all that, if you run start-dfs.sh and then start-yarn.sh, our cluster, you will see our cluster will pop up from browser. Now all that. Then for stop them, you run this command sbin/start-all.sh. Now all that. If everything went well or go well, we're supposed to see, say for if you go for our browser for here, localhost and port 9870, we'll see the thing running. Now all that for the setup. So 10 steps. You see. Thank you. I hope say it makes some sense. All right. Thank you very much for say you don't watch them. Hope say you like them. See you for another session.